My name's SirCutieYuki. Hello my cuties. Yesterday I uploaded a video announcing that I used to be in foster care, and it seemed I got quite a lot of comments of people not being that sure what foster care was. So I found a website called Adoption and Foster Care, which explains quite a lot. I'm not just going to sit here and read it out, but I am going to read it out and give my thoughts on some of the stuff said and whether it is true or not. And probably a lot of it is true, but I've got to also bear in mind the people probably writing it have never actually experienced being in foster care. However, I don't actually know. So, what is fostering? Children and young people need foster care for many reasons. That is true. Some parents have health-related problems that prevent them from being able to care adequately for their children. Again, also true. Unfortunately, others struggle because they did not have a good parenting experience, therefore find it very difficult to be parents themselves. This can sometimes result in the abuse and neglect of children or young people. Other parents who have children with disability need support to help care for them. Fostering provides these children and young people with alternative family care where they can feel valued, respected, and cared for. Now bear in mind, there probably is a fair amount of carers, and there has been a fair amount of foster parents I've had which have been, respected me for who I am and try to care for me. But there are also definitely foster parents who are only in it to get paid, sadly. So it's all about social services finding the right foster parents for the right child, which is difficult because there's not that many foster parents. Anyway, fostering is generally for a limited period, that's right, it's temporary, whether it be for a week, a month, a year, or more. In foster care, the legal responsibility for the child or young person is likely to be shared between birth parents and social services. That is definitely correct for me personally. However, some people don't have parents. Bear in mind, do not mistake foster care for adoption. It's definitely not that. It's definitely a temporary thing. However, day-to-day care is provided by the foster carer. What these children and young people need is security, patience, and understanding. Yes, that is very, very true. To help them grow up to be responsible adults, living their lives to the full and being able to meet and cope with the challenges that face all of us at different stages in our lives. A child, young person in foster care will have contact with their birth family. The ultimate goal for most children or young people in foster care is that they're able to return home at some point in the future. And that's definitely 100% right, especially for me. I was working for a long time to, behave just to see my gosh darn mum again. It was definitely like that. What do foster carers do? Foster carers are ordinary people who are willing to open up their hearts and homes to provide care for other people's children. Some children, young people, need to live in foster care for a short period of time, while others need a home for a longer period. Personally, I was in foster care for about 8 years. Some children cannot return home to live with their parents, and they move from their foster care home to adoptive families. That is true. I have seen a few cases of kids that I've lived with going to adoptive families instead, which is like a permanent home. Foster carers offer a safe and secure home where children or young people feel valued, respected, and cared for. Foster carers take a close interest in the lives of young people, setting appropriate boundaries, teaching them how to behave while understanding and appreciating the uniqueness of each child and young person. When children and young people live in foster care, they do not forget about their parents and extended family. Foster carers are likely to have contact with birth parents and extended family members. As a foster carer, you also have contact with a number of professionals involved with the child and young person's life, like social workers, GP, and a teacher. There is an opportunity to learn more about what foster carers do before making a commitment by participating in pre-approved training courses. And that's right, I even, as a kid, attended one of the training courses to see like couples and people on their own wanting to find out more about becoming a foster carer. And that's really nice because you find lots of kind adults that just want to help kids, and they're not even in it just to get paid. It's really nice. And I'm just going to read out the main types of foster care, because these are the main types that like only the young people need to understand about. I don't think we need to go into like what the carers need to know about and stuff personally. Foster care does not necessarily require a full-time commitment. There are a wide range of children who need looked after for varying amounts of time. You can care for all ages of children, ranging from babies to teenagers. Emergency. Foster carers who provide limited placements as a short notice. Emergency carers may be contacted late at night or over a weekend. That's true. I got thrown into like this lady's house for one night. She was like an emergency foster care, and I only stayed with her for one night. I don't even remember her face. It was very strange. It was while they were trying to find me like a long-term placement. Respite. Respite foster carers care for children for short periods, usually on a regular basis, to give birth parents or their full-time foster carers a break. The length of a break can vary from 1 weekend, a month, or 2 or 3 week periods. And that's also true. I stayed with this respite couple, and they were wonderful. They lived in Scotland, rather on the border of Scotland, and they really looked after me. So it wasn't just a break from my foster care at the time. It was definitely a break for me to spend some time with these older people, and they were just so lovely. I wish I could have stayed with them and not that lady that I lived with. Oh gosh. Short term. Foster carers who look after children full-time in their home, but in the length of stay can vary depending on the child's family circumstances. During this time, trust staff will work with the family to try and return the child or young person home. If that is not possible, staff will look after them for a long-term placement for the child or young person through fostering or adoption. And then lastly, or the one that I went through a lot but ended up not staying there very long, longer term. Foster carers provide longer term care for children, young people who are unable to return or live with their parents in this near future. I stayed at plenty of those where I was meant to stay there for a few years until I could stay with my family again. But very often I ended up staying there for like a minimum of 6 months, maximum to like a year, because I was just an angry child, what can I say. And there's also one that they missed out, which is a children's home. Imagine an old people's home, but for angry children, where there's staff on and they rotate their shifts. It's a very strange experience, and I'll definitely be talking about it more in the future. Anywho, now that we've covered that, if this video gets 2,000 likes, I will definitely start on some stories about me being in foster care when I was a young person. Anywho, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!